Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Strong Collectors Podcast. This is a flannel exclusive.
Fan flannel?
Fan
I
flannel.
think that's what they called it. It's a tongue
so
twister.
we're talking about the live stream that Hasbro just had revealed quite a few figures. I mean, if you've been following the Strong Collectors, none of those were really a surprise to you, but now we get to see them in figure form. And I mean, before we get started, make sure you're liking, sharing, and subscribing. We're closing in on our giveaway that we're going to be doing here. I think we only need like
eight more, I think. Eight
more.
Or six.
Yeah, so
Hit
get
that
subscribed.
Number 400.
And then we're going to be doing a giveaway once we hit 400. So
It's gonna
leave
be
some
cool.
comments. Let us know your thoughts on this live stream. Jordan, I think it's fair to say that you and I are in a little higher spirits today after this live stream compared to some previous reveals.
They needed, for me at least, to have some heavy hitters, and I think they really brought a lot of impressive showings. I mean, we can get into that, but overall, especially, I think for collectors who haven't had a chance to get some of these figures that are being not reissued but remade in different ways are the ones that I'm excited about. So we can get into that, but yeah. What did I think? Yeah, do we just want to jump into the first bit?
They came in. It was just Ryan and Dwight today. No Dan, but they were wearing their flannels. They made a point to mention that, so that's why Jordan and I threw on our flannels here for.
Well, you and Dan are close. Maybe you should check in and see, make sure he's okay.
Yeah, send him a message. Send him a text. Give him a call. We're pals.
Hey man, I noticed you weren't on the stream today, bud.
It's probably good that he doesn't know who we are yet. And after today, they should watch this episode and be like, hey, these guys really like what we're doing.
That's right, we do.
Maybe skip the MCU wave stuff. But they kind of recovered some of the things they've already announced, like the Chode Build-A-Figure wave, or Chod, however you want to say it. I like Chode better.
He said Chod, but I do think Chode is much funnier and more fun to say.
So they showed those figures off in hand. I think people are starting to actually get those. They showed the Puff Adder wave. People are starting to get those. Then they showed the Cassie Lang Build-A-Figure wave. We've talked about those. You can go back and watch any of those episodes that we've done. But let's talk about some new stuff. So the first thing that they revealed was the new costumed Ben Reilly. So this is kind of that modern take, kind of like we were talking about in our Leaks episode, where it's that like off-centered spider logo. Kind of a darker red, darker black colors, big eyes. He's got toe hinge. Jordan, I know you're excited about that.
I gotta say, I will say before we get into this figure, a brief moment, I thought I was maybe about to see a Superior Spider-Man. I knew that the Ben Reilly was coming, but my brain was still like, saw the black and the red, and you know I love Superior Spider-Man, and I've been wanting an update of him, so got my hopes up there briefly.
That's what I thought too when they first showed him.
Such is life.
Yeah,
I'm not super. I haven't kept up a ton with Spider-Man comics in recent years. I know they did bring Ben Reilly back pretty prominently, which is why they've got obviously this figure here. What do you think? Does this suit appeal to you, Dakota, the design? Or
I don't love the off-centeredness of it. It just looks a little strange. I think the posing of this figure was okay, but it just like
you text me right away. You're like, that pose is not good. He's like,
it's just like I don't mind it if it's on my shelf, but like when you're like showing a product like this, I would think you would want to have more of those lines lined up. But this one looks a little bit off. I don't know. It's not bad. It's just probably not one that I need on my shelf. I do like the like if the spider had been centered, I would be tempted to pick this up. Although you got to stop me from buying so many Spider-Mans. I've got way too many. The head is kind of tempting. I like the bigger eyes.
I think the eyes are a little too big from a design standpoint for me, but I mean, I think it looks. I'm kind of impressed they did this suit because I think this is I don't know,
pretty new. I mean, like
I think so, but I know we've done that where it's like the recent comics and then they were from 2007. So
right.
I mean, if people like this one, I'm stoked about them getting it. I mean,
they like. For all these figures we're going to talk about, they didn't show everything that it's going to come with or like the packaging or anything like that. It's just like, here's the figure pretty much with what's on it. So we don't know if this is going to come with more hands I would assume it's a Spider-Man figure, so like they would have to have just a ton of Spider-Man hands laying around.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't know for sure. So, and that's with everything going forward here too. We don't know for sure what's coming out with these figures. But he's at least got one wall crawling hand and one fisted hand, and toe hinges. So there you go.
There you go.
Sticking with the Ben Reilly, next up they showed Chasm, which this one I'm pretty tempted by. Again, do I need more Spider-Man figures? Just a few more, I suppose. But the colors on this guy, don't have anything like this in my collection. Purple, lime green, and black. I'll take it. So I remember when this guy first came into the comics, Clay, our buddy, texted me and was like, I want Hasbro to make a figure of this. And that was only like a year ago. So
yeah,
not long after he was wanting that figure, Hasbro's got one for us to get.
Yeah, that's another one that I'm kind of surprised that they've done it so quickly. I don't know. I again, this might be more comic grievances than toy grievances because I haven't loved the way Spider-Man comics have been, at least from what I've tried to pick up and read. I know they kind of made Ben Reilly into this like antagonist type character.
Right.
I don't really think he works as a bad guy, but you know, I mean, for the people who love that storyline, maybe I'm just a grumpy old comic reader. But I think it's cool that they're doing. It gives me hope for like a Frankencastle, because if they're willing to do like Chasm, who is not like a tier Spider-Man bad guy and not really established, but I think it's cool. I like those little. I wonder. He's got those gauntlets. Is that the Ben Reilly retro?
I was just trying to think of which body this is on. I think if I'm gonna guess it's Spider-Man UK, because I don't think that one has a great ab crunch, and this doesn't look like it moves very much, and it's got the pins. So I don't know. Let us know in the comments if you know which one this is, and you can kind of see the arm has like the black pin going through it where it should be purple. You're getting a pretty like new character. Like you said, it's not an A-list person, so I'm not too upset that we're getting like an older body on this with pins. It still looks good to me, I think.
Yeah. Like I said, if people want that one, I'm glad they're getting it.
Yeah.
For sure. This next one I don't really get.
Not a fan of Miles? Yeah.
I mean, I like Miles. I don't know what's going on with that like top.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel like that would limit a lot of. I mean, I guess. Is that I mean, obviously it's going to be plastic, right?
Yeah. They said that there was articulation within it, so that's not like one solid piece. It's like over top of the figure.
Right.
So you're still going to get some articulation, but I would assume that's going to be super minimal. And I agree. I think which I know they're just doing what is in the comics, but I think this as a figure is kind of goofy, and it probably looks better on the pages of a comic, where physics doesn't apply and it's not plastic.
Design like the look of it to be like billowing or not so bulky.
Yeah, yeah, this definitely. I would like just if it wasn't the sweatshirt and like that was just his like costume, like a normal Spider-Man suit. That would be cool because I like the legs, the head looks cool. But yeah, no, that's definitely going to be a pass from me. But still, another newer design for the figure. I think that we're getting pretty soon after. We get into I think this is probably the least excited reveal for me anyway, is the rose. So Hasbro teased the rose that the rose is holding. A lot of people assumed that this was going to be for this figure. This is Kingpin's son. It's a suited body. Looks like a big white rectangle to me. I just think that like jacket doesn't work super well.
Well, it's so long that he won't really be able to I mean, again, it's the rose. Are you going to put him in crazy dynamic poses?
Right.
Probably not. But even then, I don't know. I hate it when you have those, especially with like my Dr. Dooms or whatever, when they've got that, like their waist is blocked by.
Yeah, it just looks like he's wearing a coat that doesn't actually fit him, which is weird because I don't have that same thought about other suited bodies in the MCU, because there's a lot of those, But
It's
yeah,
kind
like
of
you
a
said,
long
it's just
suit coat.
yeah.
Suit jacket.
I
It's
don't know, maybe
almost
I'll
like
have
borderline. Yeah, maybe we need to look up the rose. I don't remember him looking that
maybe
way.
that's
but...
just his style. He just likes really long.
Listen, I like
suit
more
coats.
room. You don't wear this mask all day, Dakota.
Yeah. So
I
well,
gotta be
there you go.
comfy where I can. No, yeah. That one's definitely a pass for me. But I mean, if you're
For
dying
sure.
for a rose, you know,
Yeah. And then we get into the new Spider-Woman. So this, I know a lot of people are wanting that old red and yellow Jessica Drew Spider-Woman is kind of higher on the secondary. So maybe this will satisfy some people's need for a Spider-Woman. It's not the classic look, but it does look pretty good. And it's double pinless arms and legs, so you're going to get all the mobility you'd want. I don't know what character this is from, like the body, because I don't remember like a bigger articulated female body, but maybe I'm just missing something.
you might be.
Because she's a little like on the buffer side.
He's been working out.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is another one I don't really need, but
Yeah. I mean, I'm tempted. Like my desire to buy figures makes me want to get it, but thinking about am I actually ever going to display it? Do I know the character enough to want to purchase it, especially in that costume? Probably not. So I wouldn't mind getting it eventually, but yeah, not one I should probably pick up. Show some self-control, Dakota. There's other figures here that you want.
There's other figures.
Especially
Speaking
the next
of
one.
Which, yes, the next one is the new Daredevil, which is when Elektra assumes the role of Daredevil. That's another one that's, I don't know, past few years.
Yeah. I mean, that's just now coming on to Marvel Unlimited, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they said, they did confirm, because with this one, she doesn't have the, scarf over her mouth type look. Just has the top mask. They said she will have the scarf, I guess, I assume, as an alternate head or something. But, yeah, I think the design looks cool. I think I'm curious, the head sculpt, it looks... I don't know. I'm just figuring out, because with those baggy pants, have those been from something, or are those
not
a
that
new design?
I recognize, because they're pinless. I'm pretty sure this is almost
new
entirely
stuff?
all new. I think.
Yeah, that'd be
I
cool.
I wouldn't be surprised if the hands. No, yeah, those are probably new too, because her other one doesn't have wraps around the hands. So, and I mean, the hairstyle's a little bit odd, but it matches the comics.
I'd mainly use it with the scarf head too. I think that looks cooler.
Yeah,
personally,
I think I probably would too. So yeah, we're not. I don't know if she's going to come with other alternate hands or not. I kind of would expect not, just because. Do I really need my Elektra not holding her weapons? So this one I would be okay with just an alternate head, and they're gonna because this I think is all a part of a Build-A-Figure wave as well. They didn't say that for sure.
Yeah,
but
wasn't that the leak though?
Yeah, the leaks were saying that this is a part of a wave. So, alternate head, give her a Build-A-Figure piece, call it good. Yeah, I'm excited for that one too, for sure. And then we get into Tarantula, which I don't remember him from the leaks. Maybe I just didn't care about the figure.
I think he was.
Yeah.
I've only known of. I know there's several, kind of like the Frogman, whereas a couple people have been Tarantula at different times. So
he's been a villain. He's been a hero, right?
Yeah, kind of anti-hero, maybe villain, depending on who's wearing the costume, I guess.
Right.
So.
Because I was gonna say, I thought he teamed up with Iron Fist and Shang-Chi. Is that right?
Sounds right. Probably a version of him.
Yeah.
But kind of a C-list Spidey bad guy, in my opinion. But
yeah,
those are always cool to get. I think they've been giving us those more, kind of those. And I know that you and I both liked the kind of joke bad guy that aren't quite top tier, but
right.
It's fun. I think it's cool. I don't know if I need the Tarantula.
No, I agree. Not planning on picking him up. They made a point to mention his toe spiky things. As you can tell,
not a big draw for you, Dakota.
Yeah, I don't know the figure too well, so the toe spiky things aren't gonna push me over the edge.
Put that on the cover of features on magazine or on figures. Dakota doesn't care about magazine.
pretty much.
Spiked
Then they
toes.
started bringing out the VHS 2-pack Spider-Man stuff that we've seen, the cel-shaded things. So they showed us Carnage and Spider-Man again. Again, you've heard Jordan and I say we're not too interested in those. We'll take our old ones, but if you don't have a Spider-Man or Carnage, I think these are pretty decent. And it's on the Renew Your Vows body, so people like that. But we know that that's not going to be the only VHS that comes out this year. They showed us first Aunt May. So I think, I don't know, I was kind of surprised. Like, I know we talked in our VHS predictions for the Spider-Man 2-packs that we thought Aunt May was possible.
Did I say an Aunt May Doc Ock 2-pack?
I think we did, yeah.
It's one of us did.
So, yeah. I think she doesn't look good.
She doesn't look, the head does not look like the cartoon. Even the art on the box. Like, it looks too realistic to be cartoony. Right. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't even, like, look, I don't know.
I think just the position, like, the face is, like I think they maybe went with, like,
she's
in, like, a 2-pack. It's, like, she's trying to be, like, kidnapped by Doc Ock, so she's got, like, a scared expression. But, like, that only works if she's getting kidnapped in your display. And, like, you can't just have Peter Parker and, like, have his arm around scared Aunt May. It just looks odd. So, I mean, it looks almost more like an Aunt Anna to me.
Yeah, I know. She has, like, a grimace almost. Mm-hmm. Unless there's an extra head, but some part of me doubts it.
Nah, I don't think. I mean, they put 2 extra hands out, so she comes with her, like, open hands and
oh yeah, it doesn't have. They showed everything. Never mind, I forgot.
Did they show everything? Maybe they did.
Well, they put out, like, the official thing for them
because this is up for pre-order tomorrow.
Yeah, so they put out the official like, promo images and everything, and yeah, it just has the 2 hands.
Oh, all right. Well, there you go.
But it also features someone else she comes with, and that is a animated series Doc Ock. This is in his battle armor, so kind of the shoulder pads. He's got a little cell shading, the bowl cut with the glasses, a little more the buffer version of Doc Ock. Doesn't have his little belly. But they had a little switcheroo where they had the old Doc Ock tentacles, and they're like, wait a minute, these aren't right. And then they switched him out with the bendy wire. So you've got 4 bendy wire tentacles. 2 are, like, closed, 2 are open, I think, is what they said.
Yep.
Or maybe 1. I don't know.
Yeah, 2 and 2.
And they did say those are backwards compatible with the older Doc Ock.
Yeah.
So
I know if you watched our Hot Takes episode, you know Jordan and I both don't care about bendy wire. Not big fans. Got my lizard tail here. It's straight or almost straight. It looks like you get a little bit more curve because of the longer, skinnier Doc Ock arms here. Still, though, I don't really care about the bendy wire as much, but I think this is fantastic. Well, I'll get to that, but I think that the bendy wire is fantastic because it means that Hasbro is trying to do new things, listen to their fans. Fans have been wanting bendy wire. Again, not us, but regardless, I think this is really cool for Hasbro moving forward.
Yeah.
They're doing something. They're listening to the fans. I think I don't know if they've put out the price for this yet, but I would assume it's going to be the same price as the Spider-Man 2-pack, which is like $50 or $52 or something like that, around the $50 part price point, which I think is pretty fair. I mean, these are giant tentacles, and I think it's going to work out pretty well. Like Jordan was mentioning, though, the slight grievance I have is the lack of ab crunch. So he's got kind of that, like, just, I don't know what they call it, the reverse ball joint at the hip. So, like, he can move at the waist, like, up and kind of like a Mythic Legions would. I don't know. I mean, I'm surprised that they couldn't have worked something out where he had, like, an upper diaphragm joint with that, like, battle armor. So, I don't know. Like, does Doc Ock get into super dynamic poses? Maybe not. So maybe it's not the world's biggest deal. I'm surprised that there's not really hardly any cell shading on him that I can tell, at least from what they put out today. Maybe in the actual promo shots, it looks more cell shaded, but I mean, I think for both him and Aunt May is both super light on the cell shading. As opposed to, like, Spider-Man has a little bit more.
Yeah. I agree with that.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know if you got anything else on this 2-pack here, Jordan.
No, I mean,
Otherwise we can roll on.
yeah, I think I'm also probably good on that one because I really do like the older Doc Ock.
Mm-hmm.
Was it SPDR?
Yeah.
I like that one quite a bit. That's kind of my version, but I'm like I said, I'm very glad that they're doing that, and I think listening to what the fans want.
Yeah. No, I agree. Moving on to some Avengers now, because this is the 60th year of Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
So they're doing a big it's Beyond Earth's Mightiest campaign. So this fall is going to be pumping out the Avengers. The first one they showed off was a Mach 1 Iron Man. This is one that you might even have to go way back to listen to the episode of My Wishes for Hasbro to update from Toy Biz, but this was on my list, and Hasbro did not disappoint. This is the point in the stream where I was like, okay, here we go. Hasbro's doing something right, because I was excited-ish about the Spider-Man figures, and then now here we go. Dakota's getting more excited. And they were kind of showing off some of the articulation, and it looks like he's actually going to be able to move, which is pretty good because it's a pretty clunky-looking Iron Man armor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you think you're going to pick this one up, Jordan?
I don't know. I'll have to think about it. I mean, I think it's cool. It's definitely cool. In need of an update for sure. But like you said, I really liked how they showed off the head articulation. Like he could swivel pretty well. I wasn't expecting that. Mm-hmm. It looks like they captured the clunky design, but not like the limited articulation of the Toy Biz. So. Right. And then they even talked about, and I could see a little bit like the scuffs or the like deco of kind of that first appearance looking clunky armor. So yeah, I think it looks cool.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea to add in those scuffs and stuff, because you're going to get some of the marbling, but now that marbling is just going to add into the character of the scuffs and stuff.
Yeah.
After Iron Man, go ahead.
Was it Thor?
Bruce Banner.
Oh, Bruce Banner. Sorry, spoiler alert. We had Bruce Banner. Do you think this was something teased about him that we thought? Why did we think? Was that just the leaks that we thought a Bruce Banner was coming? Maybe it is.
Maybe. I mean, it might have been that lab coat too, before we knew it was Beast.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean, I'll say there's also a Hulk that comes with, but I like that his clothes match the clothes with the Hulk.
Yeah, true. I didn't even realize that.
The blue pants and the orange shirt. I thought that was cool. A nice touch. Because at first I'm like, where are the purple pants? But then they showed me. And this is a newer Hulk. He looks kind of more like that first appearance Hulk with kind of the flat face and rectangular head. And then they were even going on about how they sculpted like the muscles a little differently. It seemed like they said to more match the design of those older Hulk comics.
Yeah.
I mean,
is it just the like torso area that's sculpted differently?
That's kind of what they said. I guess I'd have to compare it more, but
yeah, it definitely.
I mean, if you need a gray Hulk, it's definitely. I mean, it's cool that he comes with Bruce Banner too. I know people have been wanting him for a while, and that Gray Hulk, I don't know. The one that they have is probably going to cost, I don't know, how much is that one? Do you remember?
It's not crazy. I mean, it's a little bit more expensive than like a new figure, but I don't think it's probably less than 75, I would assume. So, if it was higher, I probably would have sold mine.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I'm just
happy
saying
with
now you
my
can
old
get a Gray Hulk with an extra figure for probably cheaper or the same.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I agree. If I didn't have a Gray Hulk, I would definitely be interested in this guy because he looks really good. Then we get into my most anticipated release of the year, and that is the Thor and Destroyer 2-pack. So first off, Thor, I think he's the same body, mostly the same as the 80th. The head is different because he's got a beard. I think the wings look a little bit bigger on this helmet. He's got kind of this weird, I don't know, he's got like super deep, it's like he's wearing a cutoff almost. I don't really like the exposed lats myself.
Yeah,
but
I'm not sure what Thor was thinking that day, but
Yeah. But, who cares about Thor right now because I'm in it for the Destroyer. And I was super worried. Hasbro's been really letting me down in some of their reveals. And, we'll see when I get to the price tag. But as far as just the looks of it, Destroyer looks fantastic.
What'd they say, 9 inches?
I think so, yeah. And, they showed him next to Thor, and he's, like, Thor's only up to his shoulders, not even.
Yeah.
And then to a regular figure, I think a regular, 6-inch, I think they had the Rose next to him. He was only up to, like Thor is a head taller than him. So Destroyer is going to be a beefy figure. Looks, I don't know. That's what I want out of my Destroyer. I don't expect him to come with any accessories other than maybe because he's shown with one fisted hand and one open hand. I'm not going to be shocked if that's all I get out of a Destroyer. Maybe he's going to come with alternate hands so he gets 2 fists and 2 opens. Or
an alternate head with a laser beam coming out of it.
No shot. That's not happening. I'm not crazy, Jordan. But
sorry, had to throw that out there.
No, that would be sweet, but
that would be cool.
It's never happening.
I know.
Yeah, I am worried about the price tag on this guy because I don't know. I hope it's not much more than Venom and Null, and
I was going to say like Thor. 80.
I hope that's all it is.
Like 50 for Destroyer, 30 for Thor.
Yeah, that's my hope.
If it's above 80, I'll be like, come on, man.
Exactly. But that's kind of where I'm at, is like their prices are going up. They're putting, and that's the thing, is like I don't even care if they put no accessories in this. I don't need anything else with my Destroyer. I'll just sell Thor, make some of my money back, and then I'll have a Destroyer and be happy.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see. I was pretty happy with it. I was excited. All right, you're excited about this next one.
I am excited about the Hawkeye with the Sky Cycle.
Mm-hmm.
I know when the leaks were talked about, that's a big one that I've been looking forward to. I did sell my retro Hawkeye in anticipation of this, and I'm glad I did.
Good.
Because I think this one looks a lot better. First of all, obviously comes with the Sky Cycle, which looks pretty well detailed, and they even said you can fit another figure on there, so that's cool. And then, so my first gripe was going to be, I couldn't tell on the butterflies, but I'm glad he's got those. Butterfly joints.
He does have butterfly joints?
That's what they said. Yeah, you can see him. I thought he didn't.
Okay, yeah, I couldn't see him in this one picture. I would have been way less
excited, but you can see on...
Oh, okay, now I can see it, yeah.
So that's really cool. He's got a cloth goods little, what do you call that? Skirt?
Yeah.
Long cloth something. I don't know. They did that so he can sit on the bike, which makes sense. Otherwise, you'd be in a predicament. I like the colors. I think the colors are really cool. I've never... it looks like he's probably just coming with that bow, and I don't know. Maybe he'll have other stuff, though. I guess we'll find out. Yeah. I like that it's not that. I hated the bow that came with the retro. I think it sucks.
This looks like it has like an actual string on it, maybe?
Yeah, it looks like it. So it's kind of more like a gold standard looking bow, not really like a compound bow like he has had in those other ones.
Yeah.
So I think overall he looks really cool. I mean, this is probably the one I'm I think most excited for today.
Cool. I was wondering, I don't think it has it, but it would be cool and probably an easy enough, like if you have a Dremel, to be able to port in some of your like Iron Man effects onto the back.
Yeah.
So you could have like the rocket boost. But when they kind of were spinning it around, it didn't look like there was holes in there, but also it's kind of hard to see through their video on my screen, whether it will or not. But if not, I'm sure that's going to be an easy enough mod that people could add in there. But yeah, no, he looks really good. And you're probably going to be able to get 2 of those for the price of a sealed retro Hawkeye.
True.
Because I'm pretty sure that, until today, that Hawkeye was going for over 100, right? Sealed? Yeah. Because I think, I don't know. It's crazy money for that Hawkeye. But then we get into another 2-pack. And this is going to be Monica Rambeau Photon and a Doctor Doom from Secret Wars. So this one you're thinking about picking up, Jordan. Why don't you tell us about it?
Yeah, Sam, my wife is, you've met her before.
A few times.
But she's a big fan of Photon. So I think it definitely looks like a cool figure. I mean, I like the biggest thing I told you about was the design on like the wings she's kind of got. Whereas I've just hated those like papery ones that came with Storm and Banshee. So they kind of have it engineered where she can have her arm up or be out and not be hindered by that.
It's kind of like the Falcon Retro.
Yeah.
He kind of, and Vulture, they kind of have this like hard plastic that kind of goes over each other.
Yeah. I think I've said this before, but I'd rather have the hard plastic than some of the attempts at cloth or whatever that material is. So that's cool. And then you get a Doom, which is in his, like, I think when he steals the Beyonder's powers, and he becomes giant eventually, but no, like, cape or little cloth. It's kind of more of a Doom in his little onesie, sort of, with his hood.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, I would definitely get it mainly for the Photon. I love Doom. I guess I'll need to get it because I need all the Dooms that come out. But
yeah,
you said to me this one looks like it could be a Doom bot, which I could see.
But it's kind of hard to army build.
It'll be hard to army build a 2-pack.
Yeah, I mean, I could see people wanting the 2-pack for Photon, and then maybe trying to sell off their Doctor Dooms. So I don't know. Maybe you get lucky and Doctor Doom isn't super valuable in the secondary, and people are just trying to get rid of him.
Yeah.
So could be possible. Then we get into another 2-pack of Black Knight and Cersei. So this is the comic versions of these guys. And we've gotten Black Knight before, but this is his less like knight look, and he's got more of the bomber jacket with like a lightsaber. And then Cersei, I think, is coming with new power effects.
Yeah, those look new-ish.
I can't tell. They don't look like they're the fireballs, because when they took it off, it's like a tighter. It's like the fireball without the fire trail. So that's interesting to see what we're going to get those with later. And it looks like Black Knight is pretty much the same Black Knight as before. Same legs, same torso. He's just got like the bomber jacket over the torso with different arms. I don't know. I think this will work out better than the old one, because the old one, its leg would always snap off, or a lot of them did. I'm assuming Hasbro's sticking with their cheaper plastic and the figures they're giving us, which I think in this case works out okay because it'll make the leg less brittle.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Cersei's got single jointed elbows, so that's kind of a bummer if you care about Cersei, but this 2-pack, I don't think either one of us are really going to be going for it.
Yeah, I'm there with you.
Then we get into a super articulated Black Widow, which, I don't know, maybe you can explain to me what they mean by super articulated Black Widow, because this just seems like...
Yeah, I don't really know what that meant.
Right.
I mean, it seems about as articulated as some other... I mean, I like that Walmart one, which is pretty good.
I mean, I think she's got single jointed elbows, but yeah, I feel like this is double pinless arms and legs, but like that's not different. Oh, it looks like she's got butterfly joints actually.
Oh, does she?
Don't quote me, but yeah.
It's a little hard to tell on some of these, so bear with us, folks, if we're inaccurate on our...
Because these aren't like officially solicited yet. Like, we don't have all the details, because I would assume she's going to be coming with more than just what they show her with. Yeah. But yeah, it looks like she's got butterfly joints, which is the first female figure to ever have that. And I don't know, maybe being like super articulated, kind of like Spider-Man, maybe that means she's going to have drop down hips. So I don't know, good figure to choose for having extra articulation, and I'm excited to see what else comes from this female body with extra articulation.
Yeah.
So I'm tempted by her. We'll see what she comes with and what her price tag is, whether I pick her up. But then you're excited for this next guy.
What was my next? What was it?
Bucky Cap.
Yes, Bucky Cap. That one's exciting to me because I remember being very invested when Captain America died and Bucky took over, and that was, because Cap was one of my favorites when I was younger, so I remember that happening. A little bit traumatic, but it was cool. I always liked the design for the Bucky suit, and I think it's cool. They're kind of funny. They're like the ironic thing of doing the Bucky cap on the Vulcan mold, which the Vulcan mold replace the Bucky cap. But I think it looks really good. I mean, I
looks very shiny.
It does look shiny, which is kind of the design of the suit, because it has that Alice Ross painted look, which I think is cool. I did have the old one, and this one definitely looks like it will blow that old one out of the water, which I would hope it would.
Yeah.
But I may have to get this one. I'm tempted.
Yeah. I mean, my only gripe with it is the head looks a little small, but that could just be like the angle that I'm seeing it at. But yeah, no, I mean, if you're into the Bucky cap, this one looks fantastic, and like you said, it's a good update from the previous. It looks like he comes with a pistol in his holster, and then you've got your Captain America shield, obviously. Then another 2-pack, probably we're not going to be picking up, but maybe if you need some extra Skrulls for your Secret Invasion display, we've got the Skrull Queen and what's his name?
I don't
remember. Is it like a specific? He's like a Skrull. It's not the king, is it? Maybe I don't know. Another like high-ranking Skrull, but he's absorbed some of the powers of the heroes. Like you can see Black Bolt and Iron Man, Doctor Doom, Mr. Fantastic powers in there.
Yeah.
So yeah, Skrull figures. Skrull Queen is coming in the like Spider Woman costume because that Spider Woman was a Skrull. Good story if you haven't read that. I just reread it.
Yeah.
Super good.
It's a good one.
Then we get into a big boy, and this is Super Adaptoid, right? That's his name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super Adaptoid.
So this one, admittedly, I'm not super excited about the character, but I am super excited about the doors this opens because Super Adaptoid is 12 inches tall, which is like now we're getting Hasbro Marvel Legend figures on Toy Biz Build-A-Figure scale.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what I've been asking for because, we can't be having all these like
everything
big figures.
Haslab, right?
That's a Haslab size Galactus. But what I could have a few more of is some 12-inch big figures. Maybe not Super Adaptoid specifically, but if I could get a Sentinel in that size or a Giant Man or figures like that, now Dakota's getting excited. This is where some of those other episodes we were kind of being a little bit disappointed in the future of what Hasbro's doing. Still, I don't love the prices that we're seeing for the figures and like the accessories we're getting, which I am kind of worried about. What is the price point of this guy going to be? I would assume he's going to be probably up $100. What do you think, Jordan?
Yeah, if it's
if it's over $100, I will be upset, and then I'll go back to my complaining because
we'll make a new gripes video.
Right, because I just assume we get a 2-pack of Venom and Null, which is supposed to be 2 deluxe figures, and it's like $80. Does 2 deluxe figures plus $20 not equal a mega deluxe? I don't know.
Don't know what ratios they're using.
Right. I would love to know the ratios. But, I mean, you're going to be getting with this Super Adaptoid. You got a giant Captain America shield and a giant hammer. The only reason I'm tempted by him is for his size. Jordan talked me out of getting this guy. I will be interested to know whether he's a Hasbro exclusive.
I will wait to talk you out of it until we hear the price, and then I will either talk you into or talk you out of it.
True, because if this guy's 80, I might drop the 80 for this guy.
Yeah.
If he's 100...
There's no way, man.
No, there is no way.
No way.
Because I just assume it's going to be probably on the same price point as those big Megazords from Power Rangers, and that's... I mean, those are even more expensive, but I think those are also maybe more detailed or...
I know you're feeling hopeful, Dakota, but I don't want you to get ahead of yourself.
That's true. That's true. That's true. We're going to keep our expectations managed, because if this is not a Hasbro exclusive and this is going to be at Target's and they try to put it out for $100, I'll wait for the sale, because
there you go.
You're not going to get a ton of people buying $100 figures at Target, but that's kind of where I think there's no way this goes to retail. This has got to be an exclusive. Yeah. But they didn't tell us exactly what is exclusive or where things are going, so that's all speculation. Then they had
Speaking
a
of
picture.
Speculation.
Oh, I was gonna say they had a picture of all these figures, kind of like Super Adaptoid next to Black Widow, next to Hawkeye on the Sky Cycle, next to Destroyer. And I thought that was a super good. I don't know if they pre-planned like the figures they were going to put out there, but it was really cool to see the different scales of figures that they're doing.
Yeah.
Which I know is a lot of people's gripes about McFarlane is like, why is Robin taller than Batman? Or, you know, maybe not exactly that,
as
but like
tall or
it's just all over the place of like these figures aren't the right size, but like Hasbro's showing you like they know what they're doing. Like Destroyer is bigger than Hawkeye, Hawkeye's bigger than Black Widow, and then Super Adaptoid towers over everybody. But now you're wanting to talk some speculation, Jordan.
Well, they left us with, well, the one thing, they did have the box for what looked like the No Way Home 3-pack in the back, which I saw people were commenting on, which I was even saying to you, is there any chance? I knew we probably wouldn't see anything, but nice to know, you know, that is coming. But we got a teaser for basically what appears to be an Avengers-themed Haslab.
Yes.
It was kind of just a sizzle reel, didn't really show you much. My brain, I texted you right away, said Giant Man.
Yeah. I mean, I don't
There's
know.
A lot of people who'd like a Quinjet, I think, but I don't really know if they'd go into that world.
True. I guess oh man, I don't know. I feel like I'm hoping it's a Quinjet, so I don't want to buy it. But I would like a big Giant Man. But I would also rather have that Giant Man in the 12-inch scale so that I can actually display him. I know they're going to give us a ginormous one, but like I said, like, does it have to be as big as Galactus? Because
I don't think so.
I would be okay with, like, fine, give me a 2-foot tall Giant Man and make him 250.
Yeah,
I'd consider that one.
Maybe we could do Maybe we could do a Haslab speculation later.
Yeah,
now that we know there's one coming.
Yeah, all right. That is everything that Hasbro showed us today. It was quite a bit. I think because of the leaks, they were trying to get out in front of it and get everybody excited, which I think they did a pretty good job. I'm pretty excited for the future of Marvel Legends right now. I'm excited to get some of these figures in hand. My top pick is going to be the Destroyer. Who's your top pick here, Jordan? Hawkeye?
I think Hawkeye, yeah. For
nice.
Sure.
All right. Let us know in the comments down below who you're most excited about coming out, and what do you speculate this Haslab is going to be? Is it going to be Giant Man? If it is Giant Man, are you thinking he's going to be the same size as Galactus? He's going to be a little smaller, a little bigger? I hope it's not bigger. But like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, and until next time, stay strong.